there's always critics. I am a critic. That's what I get paid for.
Yeah.
You won the belt.
Yeah.
But nowadays there are belts around. Then there's a champion. Lomachenko is considered the champion of the division.
Then what did I just win?
That you won a belt. There are lots of belts. In college football, there are lots of bowl games, and then there's the national title game. The national title game, or in this case, the world title game, will come against Vasiliy Lomachenko, who's next for you.
I gotta disagree on that part, but
go ahead.
Okay. I gotta disagree. You guys, I mean, you may say he's pound for pound. That's one thing. I mean, if we're trying to say pound for pound is champion, then obviously champion. But to me, I think, I believe obviously I did win a world title, a world championship, and that was what everybody was looking forward to. I mean, can't be a big fight without Teofimo, so I think I'm champion. So
Lomachenko is considered pound for pound.
To your eyes and to everybody, yeah, absolutely.
I have him second on the list. Where do you have him?
I have him, second. If anything, third, I don't know.
Because you're ahead of him too?
Huh? Oh, no, I will be.
Okay, so the point is, here you have the big fight against Lomachenko. I will, and guys like me will look at that as the lightweight championship of the world. Certainly the winner of that fight is the lightweight champion of the world. What are your thoughts going into that fight?
I think, me and him,
I don't know what's up with Max's questions. This was a week ago on, I guess, was this the last episode of the year for Max on Boxing? Well, anyway, the fight is being said to be done by Bob Arum and media members in regards to, we knew it was happening for April of 2020 in New York, and Saudi Arabia has put in a bid for May. But I don't think it's a good move. Financially, it'll be a good move, obviously, for the fighters to go over to Saudi Arabia. But I think that this is a fight that should take place in New York. Sell those tickets here. Teofimo I think it should take place in New York. Now, there's a lot of questions that a lot of people have. For example, Teofimo did go the distance against Nakatani, even though it was a poor performance. He still went the distance. He needed those rounds because he's going to need it against Lomachenko. I want to see that explosiveness, and if he can maintain that explosiveness and a punch output through 12 rounds, if it goes the distance. Vasyl Lomachenko is getting disrespected these days. Like, dude's skill set, fighters are going to be vulnerable. He's been moving up in weight divisions. It's going to happen, but the disrespected dude has been crazy. And don't get me started on Gervonta Tank Davis. But however, all these guys are on a collision course because guess what? If Lomachenko was to beat Teofimo Lopez defending his WBA Super World and WBO 135-pound titles, unfortunately, he vacated his WBC title in regards to allowing himself to be elevated to franchise champion, which is not a belt. It's just that you pay sanctioning fees to hold a title of being like above a champion. It's a weird situation. I lost respect for that. Like, he should have held on to them shits. He should have fought Devin Haney. But by him not fighting Devin Haney, it had to be a significant fight that he fought, to be able to appease that or make up for that. And that fight is going to be Teofimo Lopez on pay-per-view. ESPN in April and May. Looking likely like April. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. We're going to listen to some more of this. And I am happy with the fight. I want to see it. I want to see a young, exciting fighter against one of the best amateurs arguably the best amateur of all time, Vasiliy Lomachenko, on a big platform like this. I want to see it. And then the winner is supposed to go on to fight Tank Davis on pay-per-view. If Tank Davis wins his next fight that's supposed to be pay-per-view around this same time against likely Leo Santa Cruz. So basically, in a perfect world, for hardcore boxing fans, I'm not trying to disrespect Teofimo. I'm not trying to disrespect Leo Santa Cruz. I'm not trying to disrespect the other fighters that may potentially be involved. But Lomachenko versus Tank Davis on pay-per-view, mid-ish, late summer, fall winner of 2020, that's something I'm going to be on board for. Now, to see Teofimo beat Lomachenko, he's going to skyrocket if he does do it. And to see Teofimo versus Gervonta Tank Davis, if Tank Davis can throw more than 312 or 21 punches in a fight against a Leo Santa Cruz who's going to throw 1,000, no matter what the weight is. And then you have to rely on Tank Davis to show up to the weigh-in on time and to make weight. So there's a lot of variables. But at this point in time, Teofimo's in a very, very good position. You know, I was real hard on him on that Nakataki performance because he was talking so much shit in the build-up, and he deserved it. It was so much shit that was being talked. But fighters have fights like that. Tank Davis just had his. As I said, Floyd Mayweather had his. You see guys like Anthony Joshua lose, get his title back. It happens. Look at Matvey Korobov, Jamal Charlo, Tony Harris. Like, it happens. Fighters have a bad night. Sometimes fighters get a gift. Unfortunately, it happens. I'm not saying he got a gift. I'm just saying he looked really, really average against Nakatani. And it's going to be more credit to Nakatani, looking at Nakatani going forward in the future. And I cover all of these fights. So 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be covering another Masayoshi Nakatani. That's his name, right? Masayoshi Nakatani? Yeah, Masayoshi Nakatani in the future. Because when you put on a performance like that, usually the promoter picks up an option on you. Even if he did lose the fight convincingly, still, it was like, oh, shit, you fucking did some good work out there.
He has the 3 belts. I have the one. Going into this fight, then it declares we're the kingpin of the 135 division. We cleaned out the whole division. Winner takes all. I think that it'll be an interesting fight, great fight for all the fight fans, and I think everybody should look forward to it. The whole thing now is just going back to the board, going back to talking about location and such, and hopefully we can make that fight happen somewhere in April.
And welcome to my club, and see you in April.
So we'll see that fight in April. What did you see in Teofimo Lopez's performance tonight?
I can explain because it was just a couple rounds, and I don't understand what happened. This is boxing. This is это вот почему мы его любим.
That's why we love him. That's why we love this boxing. That's why we love it. In terms of his performance, did he do anything to impress you? Power, speed, anything that you saw?
He always has a power, and he's a smart fighter. But it depends your opponent.
2019 was a big year for you. You and Terrence Crawford 1 and 1A in terms of pound for pound. What are your plans for 2020? What do you want to do?
I want to unify title, and after that, I want to organize a fight with Gervonta Davis.
And you got Gervonta Davis saying that he's the cash cow. Crazy, but that's a Mayweather Promotions fighter. That's what they do. That's what they do.
How do you beat Lomachenko?
Just tune in next year, and you'll see Teofimo beating Lomachenko.
Because right after the fight, Andre Ward, Mark Kriegel, and I are discussing it because that's the big news. Oh, Lopez and Lomachenko is going to get made now. And the thought was, look, Teofimo is a naturally bigger guy than Lomachenko. He's really like a 140-pounder fighting at 35. Lomachenko's a 30-pounder fighting at 35. So he has a size advantage. He's a big puncher. We've seen Lomachenko knocked down by lighter punchers than you. So Teo has chances, but boy, that's a big mountain to climb this early in his career. He can't just rely on landing some big right hand like that, like he did against Commey. That's why I ask you how you beat a guy with that much experience.
I'm not gonna have a 126-pounder come out here and just try to take over on me. I'm a big guy, and that's just it. And it's not about right hands. I'm not a puncher. That's the thing. I'm smart. Those shots that I land there are those are placement shots. Those are not shots that I just let me close my eyes and throw. No, you place the shots. You see them and everything like that. Talk about the movement. Talk about what he does. Those things, you end up dissecting all those things. Whether it takes a few more rounds, it will come and catch up on. Loma is on his way out. I'm on my way in.
So you
You know, Tank Davis said the same thing. Here, let's take a little jump cut so I can pull it up.
You now have the one of the WBA lightweight titles, but Lomachenko is the super champion. That's a fight, obviously, that I know you want and people have wanted to see you take. Do you feel this moves you closer to that fight because you both have the WBA lightweight titles now?
I mean, you know, saying moving closer to that fight is like he above me. You know, I don't feel like nobody above me. I'm the cash cow, I believe so. At 135, 130, I'm setting out ranges. I'm putting butts in the seat. So, I don't think he's doing that. You know, so line him up. I'm a fighter. I'm willing to fight anybody. I'm ready.
Let me just say this. They're not selling out. They're selling the tickets that are made available. They're not selling out the whole arena. I'm getting sick and tired of them saying that. You know, like they're selling out the tickets that are made available. You know, that's what they're doing. Let's look at the 135-pound division. You got, as I said, Vasiliy Lomachenko, the franchise champion, Devin Haney, champion in recess, recovering from a shoulder injury. You have Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell, who were ordered to fight for the real belt, the actual belt, and Devin Haney has to fight the winner of that to basically be pretty much, I guess you can kind of say that the WBC title is vacant, despite all these fucking bullshit franchise and champion in recess shit. You can kind of say it is because there's no definitive champion right now. Because Lomachenko dropped the belt to be elevated. That's what it is. I like Lomachenko. You know, but I'm not going to suck no dick. That's what it is. Dropped it to be elevated to have a status where, like, is I don't like it. But he does have that WBA Super World title. But guess what? When you're a Super World champion, you don't be having no fucking mandatory either. It's rare it comes along. And it's the WBO. They sicken me. You see how many belts they got? WBA Super World, WBA Gold, WBA Interim and shit. Teofimo Lopez has the only belt that really means. Well, Lomachenko got that WBO. You know, like, but the thing is, it's like the WBA love him and the WBO been in bed with Top Rank for God knows how long. It's a mess. You got Ryan Garcia. I'm going to be doing a video on him taking on Francisco Fonseca with Jorge Linares on the undercard on Valentine's Day. They trying to get those social media teeny boppers to show up to try to get Ryan Garcia love and shit. I think that's pandering. That's messed up. Thinking they going to fuck. I'm going to Ryan Garcia fight on Valentine's Day. Ooh, ooh. I go to court on Valentine's Day too. That's crazy. We was just talking about him yesterday. My man Jason over in Melbourne, not too far from Melbourne, Australia. Mike. So you gotta say Mike. Mike. Like that. Yvonne Mindy still out there. Tank Davis, like I said, WBA world champion after beating up one-legged, one shoe, one ankle, one foot Gamboa. I just redid these rankings, by the way. I got to do some minor tweaking over the next couple of days. So these are the official WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO rankings. And as you can see, man, I do my best to fuck. You know what I got to do to go there on all these lists to make sure the names is fucking right and putting the fucking little color code and shit in. I do this for you, the people. Because it is you. Your voice is the most important. So that's how I be knowing who these people are, like my man right here. Where you at, Lionel Thompson? After he beat Jose Uzcat, the guy took his spot. But this how I be learning about all these boxers, like fucking looking up all these names on BoxRec and shit. It took me like damn near a week to do these rankings right. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, moving on.
You see yourself as the younger, bigger, stronger fighter who can impose yourself physically. I understand you're saying you're not just going to do it without an intelligent fight plan, but that he's the little man. You're not going to let him take over at lightweight.
Nah, he's a little man. He's coming up here in my division. I'm already on my way out to 140 soon, so I might as well finish it the right way. Finish it with a bang.
Teo, happy holidays, Merry Christmas and all that. Tremendous gift you gave yourself and your family.
So do you think he can do it? Yeah, he got a one-punch shot, but this is Lomachenko we talking about here. You know? And nobody would never let him live down what Orlando Salido did to him. That was crazy. Orlando Salido didn't make weight, dropped the belt on the scales, and then just went in and just punched his balls off. It's crazy. You know, already, obviously, there's no need to say that. He's a fucking legend, like Lomachenko. But what he's been able to do. And still, no respect. Little to no respect given to him. You know? Amongst certain fans. I'm not saying people don't respect him. Amongst certain fans. So I'm down with it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the undercard, because one thing I like about Top Rank is that they like to stack up their undercard. And I'm sorry, people don't like the commentary of Timothy Bradley. You know, sometimes you get a little overboard, but I like the overall broadcast quality of ESPN fights. And in my personal opinion, they have the most exciting undercards. And they do the best in building up their prospects. Like, they got a lot of prospects they're building up, you know. So them ESPN Plus cards, if you don't be watching them, like them undercards, they be lit. I'm saying shout out to Christina Poncher too, holding it down on the commentary side. I think I fucking fucked my wrist up, man. What the fuck is going on? Just fucking sitting at this mouse all day. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. In my opinion, Teofimo's got a puncher's chance. You know, there's still a big ass question mark around him. I can't say that, like, I know Lomachenko can beat him. I can't say that I damn sure can't say that I know he can beat Lomachenko. So in my heart is saying, like, Lomachenko gonna have a tough time, but Lomachenko gonna outbox him. And Teofimo not coming across as the type of dude that would quit. You know, young too, like young and like not even fully in his prime, but budding. This shit is a big deal. So I hope that nobody gets injured. Everything goes, you know, to plan. And if it goes to well, when it does, supposed to be going to pay-per-view, right? It'd be crazy if they do this primetime ESPN. But, you know, I think it should be paid for. Like, they're not bullshitting around with this. Like, we don't really get to see young fighters, you know, take on a fighter like Lomachenko at this stage in their career. You know, it's crazy. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please subscribe.
The reason why being is, you know, I needed more structure, and I feel like my father also needs things.
Also, the family shit, they got to stop that petty shit. Whatever's going on in his family, like, that shit ain't cool. My man is fucking on his way to being possibly a unified champion of the world. They got to fucking stop that bitterness and pettiness amongst the family. You know, it's all love out here, man. Peace and blessings.
Also, you know, pick up on Joey Gamache's, he's known, you know, he's been worked with Emmanuel Stewart, you know, may he rest in peace and stuff like that. Great guys like that. And I think that it was just great overall. You know.